You blew $30,000 in a few months. When was this? Is that how
This was
where
in
we are?
June. This was in June of 2022. I found out that I had inheritance from 7 years prior. So they basically.
Why have you never like worked like an adult then?
I think that you got to be careful what women you surround yourself with too. I think that I was in.
Are we blaming the world? What?
I'm not blaming. I'm acknowledging that I gave too much of myself to unhealthy people.
He paid to rent a performance hall when he couldn't sell any tickets. He paid money to sell tickets to a show that he wanted to do in Austin, but he doesn't know anything that he can sing or play for us? Like, nothing in this video is real, okay? Nothing in this video is real. Okay, we're watching The Hammer. Good luck.
I inherited $60,000 and blew in 3 months.
What the how did we spend that?
You got to be careful what women you surround yourself with.
Are we blaming the world? What?
All things considered, I'm so lucky that I didn't have a kid with some psycho.
You would be the psycho that had a kid with. Do you have your guitar with you?
Yeah.
Let's at least test your talents. Can you This is where I push the red button going, eh!
Hello, my name is Beamy. I am 29 from Austin, Texas, and this is Financial Audit.
Oh, same age here in Austin. That's kind of fun. I haven't done someone my same age in a while. We can compare and contrast, see where we're at.
Yes.
What do you do for a living here in Austin, Texas?
Yeah, so I'm a musician and a writer, primarily.
Musician and a writer. Okay.
I worked in education for over 5 years with the school district.
Here?
Yeah, in Austin, yeah.
Musician, you know, some people make a living in Austin. So how are you doing?
Not well,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, well.
Yeah, it's a thing, and it's not
It's a thing.
very fun.
It's not very fun. Then why are you doing this?
I'm transitioning. I'm kind of like,
When are you getting your tits?
I would like to, I think that...
No one liked that joke. I thought it was funny.
That's awesome.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
I didn't even get the
I
joke.
think I'm kind of like,
When are you getting your tits? It's a thing.
very fun.
It's not very fun. Then why are you doing this?
I'm transitioning. I'm kind of like,
When are you getting your tits?
Oh. Transitioning tits top surgery? Was that the joke? Okay.
I would like to, I think that...
No one liked that joke. I thought it was funny.
That's awesome.
Okay, sorry, go ahead. It's a joke. We call that humor. It's not.
I'm dabbling in acting, so I'd like to be an actor. To be,
Oh, okay.
being,
Well, you seem to be doing all like the fun, like I hope I'm good at this careers.
right. So
Well, how are
music,
you, what are you
music-
making right now?
nothing. I mean,
Well, how are you living right now?
I'm barely. I mean,
people
so
love it when no one makes money on the show.
so like I don't spend that much money, but I haven't made that much money in a long time. So it's been really difficult to, like save money up. But
Wait, so how do you get? You say you don't spend much money. How much did you spend last month?
I don't know enough.
Give me a number. What do you think?
Oh, what do I think?
You don't spend
Like
much money.
1,500, 2,000. I don't know. Less.
Well, kind of.
Wait, he says he makes no money, but he doesn't even know how much he's spending?
You say you don't spend much.
Like save money up. But
Wait, so how do you get? You say you don't spend much money. How much did you spend last month?
I don't know enough.
Give me a number. What do you think?
Oh, what do I think?
You don't spend
Like
much money.
1,500, 2,000. I don't know. Less.
Well, kind of in the middle. So 1,839.
Yeah, cool.
How did we spend that without making any money? And I saw money come in. What's shipped for 1,400?
So yeah, I've been doing grocery delivery on the side.
So that's money. What are you talking about?
Yeah. It's just
what are
like
you
it all
talking
goes
about?
back to gas.
You did not spend 1,400 on gas.
No, but like car insurance is 300.
Spent 547 on gas.
Yeah.
So a third.
Yeah.
$300 on car insurance. Holy f.
It's not insignificant.
Yeah. So then
Okay. So
300 on car insurance, 81 on phone bill, and the rest. I have 2 dogs, so
Okay.
most of the things.
Why
that
do you have 2 dogs? No offense. I want everyone to
Yeah,
get dogs.
yeah.
I love
Yeah.
dogs. That is not fair to the dogs that you have them, but you can't even pay bills. It's not their fault.
Correct. Well, they are who have gotten me through all the things that I've been working through, and so like, I don't know. It was a couple years ago that I inherited $60,000 and blew in 3 months.
What the
And,
Okay. Well, I got excited for a second. I was going to say, let's pay off that.
Hey, appreciate
Oh,
it.
and you have some matcha. Matches your personality. Let me smell that real quick. Let me smell that.
Go for it.
Oh. Let me make sure they drugged you with something.
Hopefully, could
Okay,
probably
it
use
smells
it.
like water.
They told me I was gonna get to meet MC Hammer. I thought they meant MC Hammer.
Yeah, that's
but
funny. That's a good one. Okay, so when you so you blew $30,000 in a few months. When was this? Is that how
This was
where
in
we are?
June. This was in June of 2022. I found
Okay,
out that I
that was a
had
couple years ago.
inheritance from 7 years prior. So they basically went homeless and like was sleeping on the street and stuff. And like
We have
Plan-
gotten to 29 in very different paths.
for sure, yeah.
I
imagine.
never got inheritance. That would have been nice, but
Right. I didn't know I had it for 7 years. I didn't know it was my money, but it turns out it was in my account the whole time. And
okay.
so while
Maybe like in another account created for him that he didn't actively use, I'm guessing.
I'm like busking on the street, for $1 a day to get like a French loaf from the grocery store.
Why have you never like worked like an adult then?
Well, I have. I mean, I worked in education for 5 years, and I did
Yeah, but
sports
why were you?
broadcasting.
It's not like a few years ago.
Why did you go from education in 5 years to being homeless?
a few years ago, anyone could get almost any job they wanted with that job market. So it's just like as long as you had any kind of qualifications.
Right.
I'm oversimplifying that, but it wasn't like there was a lot of choices going into this, obviously.
Yeah, a lot of not great ones. I mean, I think that you got to be careful what women you surround yourself with too. I think that I was in.
Are we blaming the world? What?
I'm not blaming. I'm acknowledging that I gave too much of myself to unhealthy people, that I didn't put myself or my well-being first, and through it just gave up.
What? Yeah, fine. Yeah, give us some context of the situation. Sure. So go ahead.
I mean, like,
what are you trying to say?
Well, like when I inherited that.
He's going to say, let's see if we can guess what he's going to say. He inherited money. He probably bought a lot of coupley stuff. So he's going to say he spent a lot of money on his girlfriend at the time or some bullshit. It ended up not working out. And now we're going to say that ex abused us for our money or something and took advantage of it and left me fucked over or something. That's my guess. Let's see.
That $60,000.
No, the people you surround yourself with.
Well, I mean, didn't have a great family growing up, and my dad died when I was in high school, and
sorry.
And he was like the one person that kind of gave me real life stuff, and so then from then on, I was just kind of winging it myself. And then my best friend.
Was the inheritance through him?
It was through his mom, but yeah, basically from him. Yeah,
Sure.
It went to him, but then instead of going to him, it went to me because she died after he did, and yeah, so like then the rest of the family that was left after him was just kind of manipulative, like greedy people who just wanted to do everything for themselves and kind of kept me in the dark on a lot of things as I was becoming a man. And then by the time I was a man in the real world, I didn't have any clue what was going on or what I was doing. And then yeah, so like in December of 2019 was the first time I had a good job. I was getting paid good. I had my own apartment.
What were you making?
More than 20 an hour, I know at the time, and I had like a 1-bedroom.
By the way, before we allow the stories to go too long, context of the situation, they're probably like, okay, yeah, but order his finances, and that's fair.
Yeah.
You almost have no debt. You have a little bit of debt.
I'm very
you have
lucky.
debt that the rest of us in the world, if we were responsible, could knock out in a single second. You,
I wanted more backstory, but okay.
for some reason, are holding on to it like a child because you refuse to make any money, even the money you have, you just spend. So you have a little bit of collections and a small little credit card. That's okay. All right. So go ahead with your story now that they know.
So
Because
I mean,
and you're also like taking micro payday loans. Go ahead.
so I believe in like living without ceilings. Like I've in the past couple of years, I've had multiple jobs.
Okay.
Yeah, I have had a couple of jobs where it's like, cool, I can like stay here for 6 months, and in 6 months I'll have everything paid off, and I'll be in a good spot financially. But
What does that have to do with ceilings?
in that is the ceiling of the 6 months. I'm like, all right, I'm doing all right, I'm doing decent. But I believe that in that time frame, I could like basically struggle a little bit longer to then have a much higher payoff where the skies are opened up.
Yes.
Right.
We don't have to look at it.
I believe in
ceilings and
sacrifice.
stuff.
Yeah. I guess that's what I'm saying.
That's what they call it.
Yeah.
They call it sacrifice.
I think that sacrifice is, if played right and with the right intent or like navigation.
Okay, then why are we in debt? Like, what are you talking about? That sounds great. I agree with that.
Cool.
You didn't do it. So what the fuck are we talking about?
I'm doing it. It's happening. Like I'm moving to Philadelphia next month, and I gotta like.
That's a sacrifice?
Well, I mean, I don't have anything set up, so it's like I
That
quit.
doesn't
I
sound
had
like a
a.
sacrifice. That sounds like a poor decision if you don't have anything set up.
It's a risk, maybe, but what I believe is a high risk, high reward.
I'm sorry. Can I reach out too? Am I missing something, or have we not said anything of substance yet? Did I? I don't know what he spent his money on. I don't know what he means by sacrifice. I don't know what he does. I don't know why he needs to be in Philadelphia. I have absolutely no fucking idea what the fuck is what are we risking for what reward? I'm so confused right now.
Yeah, you sound like you've done high risk, high reward your entire life, and so
Yeah.
far the reward has been collections and taking out micro payday loans.
Right.
How the
So,
fuck are you moving to Philadelphia, not a cheap city?
well, initially I was thinking Pittsburgh, but then I
Cheaper?
started. Yeah, it's cheaper, and then I was like, you know what? I can do whatever I want, and I can figure out whatever I want, and I'm afraid of nothing. So I'll just.
Yeah, but this goes against what you were
These like platitudes are like cool for like 17-year-olds. I can do anything I set my mind to. I'm not afraid of anything. But when you're like 30, it doesn't work that way anymore.
talking about. You had almost a responsible mindset for a second, and now you're talking like a child.
I do go back and forth. I think that I think that my childlike, fantastical beliefs in the future
Beliefs in the future. What are you
compared
talking about?
tied with.
What the fuck did I just walk into? What are you talking about?
I think that things can happen very quickly. Like whether we're talking 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, and as I've made the wrong choice in a lot of the past like few years, it's taught me to move forward with better choices. That
And moving without any plan and no money and taking out micro payday loans is a good choice.
well, so
What do you
I've realized
want?
that I am not taking.
We
out
haven't
my-
gone over any numbers yet, right? I wonder what his debt is. Also, I'm just being, because I went to a prep school. Okay, I'm being a class hater. This guy, he feels like it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because his teeth are relatively straight. His facial hair is kept so well. His hair is beautiful. I feel like this guy's coming from wealth. I'm just getting that. I'm getting that vibe, hardcore. This kid comes from a wealthy family, but I could be totally wrong. I don't know. Super clear skin. Like, it might just be my glasses are misfiring, or I'm just assuming for no reason. But I'm feeling like this guy is. He looks. He feels. He emanates. Like he's coming from a wealthy family. But he also says that his dad died when he was in high school and stuff. So yeah, I don't know.
Micro payday loans anymore. I think that's a bad idea. And
his
it's not
teeth aren't perfect. Never mind. Hold on. He opened his lips a little bit more that time. Okay. All right. Never mind. Okay.
helping.
No.
I've also realized like every bit of money that I make, most of it.
I mean, you're doing
be
that like literally right
untouched.
now. So I don't know what you're talking about. Not gonna do. You probably not.
What the fuck? Who the fuck has inheritance? 60K inheritance? You have no idea. You don't know what that inherited structure is like. Maybe he gave maybe he declared, the father could have declared 60K to go to the son or some bullshit, and then a bunch was spread to either other children. I don't know if he has siblings. Could have went to the wife. Could have went to other, we have no idea, right? And he said it wasn't even his dad's. It came down through the mom or something. We have no idea, but who knows? We'll see.
Going to do anymore. You mean like starting now, which
Basically.
I have no hope in because you're doing it right now. So go ahead. Sorry. Continue.
And so, well, there's a lot of things that I was doing 2 years ago that
What?
I mean, buying.
Destiny still thinks braces equals rich. In my personal experience in the United States, at least in Omaha, Nebraska, I won't generalize to everything, but one of the most immediate ways that you could tell super wealthy preppy areas from not as preppy areas is every single fucking kid in private schools and in wealthy school districts are all getting fucking braces, and they all have fucking perfect teeth. Yes, that's one of the most immediate ways, at least for me, you could tell immediately they all have perfect teeth. But maybe that's not the case everywhere in the country or in the world, or even maybe in other places in Nebraska, but
stuff that I shouldn't really be buying. I guess I didn't have money to buy. Or when I had that $60,000, I was just.
Oh yeah. So how'd you go through that 60?
My partner at the time wanted to get an RV, and so she paid over $25,000 for an RV. That was actually she didn't know anything about mechanics or cars or whatever, so it was it wasn't running.
Did you consent to this purchase?
Basically.
Okay.
Wait, fuck, I missed this. Hold on. With his money?
Shouldn't really be buying. I guess I didn't have money to buy. Or when I had that $60,000, I was just.
Oh yeah. So how'd you go through that 60?
My partner at the time wanted to get an RV, and so she paid over $25,000 for an RV. That was actually she didn't know anything about mechanics or cars or whatever, so it was it wasn't running.
Did you consent to this purchase?
Basically.
Okay.
When he says my partner paid $25,000 for an RV, with his money, with their money, with her money, or Destiny, there's payment plans and assistance for people. Even poor people get them. No offense, but I don't trust any of you fucking losers when it comes to working poor or working class. All of you motherfuckers grew up upper middle class and pretend that you're poor. So I don't trust any of you motherfuckers. I will say over and over again, just with my personal experience, okay? From my personal experience, orthodontic work was usually some of the harder stuff to get covered because orthodontics is generally considered separate from traditional medical coverage. I don't know if Medicaid will cover ortho work, just aesthetic work. And I feel like that was one of the harder things to get covered generally. But who knows? Maybe in some places it's not that way, or maybe I'm totally fucking understanding that or some bullshit. But I don't trust any of you motherfuckers ever on this shit, okay? Fuck you guys. Another one is you can go make a post on my subreddit about how you only make $250,000 a year while working from home 3 days a week and only have 2 hours a day to gym, and your life is horrible, so fuck you.
Consented to everything that she wanted and just did it.
Okay.
And
what's something that signals to you that someone is/grew up poor? I don't know, but I feel like I can tell wealthy people. I feel you look at them. They dress really nice. Their skin is usually fucking perfect. Their hair looks super fucking healthy and nice. They don't look, if I say ratchet, is that you've got people that look ratchet wealthy. They just have a bunch of trashy, nasty, crazy, shit that it's okay, you can tell that you have some money now, but it doesn't feel you came from a wealthy background. I don't know. There's just a preppy look that I associate with people where they just, they tend to speak more affluently. Things like cosmetic stuff. There's not going to be any huge generally cosmetic errors. Teeth and all of that will get fixed. I don't know. Just feelings. I don't know. I could be super wrong, but I don't think I am. Bitch.
then,
So they're just better. They're just better people.
that was actually she didn't know anything about mechanics or.
Yeah, they wear polos. Poor people don't wear polos, okay? If they wear a polo, they're automatically, okay, their family's at least middle class, if not upper middle class, okay?
Cars or whatever, so it was it wasn't running.
Did you consent to this purchase?
Basically.
Okay,
I consented to everything that she wanted and
okay.
just did it.
Okay.
And then she
why are
ordered
you
a
blaming
crap
her?
ton of takeout. I'm not blaming
But
her.
you just did again, and she ordered a crap ton of takeout.
That's reality of what happened.
Yeah, but you just said you
happened
were agreeing and consenting to this. You didn't stand up and say like a word.
I mean, I was there. I didn't open the RV either.
Huh?
Like the hood. We should have checked under the hood. When we did, it was covered in trash.
What, the RV?
Yeah.
You still have the RV?
No, we left it in some random park.
I'm sorry, I need to pay attention to this. Wait, did they buy the RV and the whole engine bay was filled with trash? Is that what he says?
I was just.
Oh yeah. So how'd you go through that 60?
My partner at the time wanted to get an RV, and so she paid over $25,000 for an RV that was actually like she didn't know anything about like mechanics or cars or whatever, so it was like it wasn't running.
Did you consent to this purchase?
Basically, I consented to everything that she wanted and just did it.
Okay.
And then she
why are
ordered
you
a
blaming
crap
her?
ton of takeout. I'm not blaming.
But you
her.
just did again, and she ordered a crap ton of takeout.
That's reality of what happened.
Yeah, but you just said you
happened
were agreeing and consenting to this. You didn't stand up and say like a word.
I mean, I was there. I didn't open the RV either.
Huh?
Like the hood. We should have checked under the hood. When we did, it was covered in trash.
What, the RV?
Yeah.
You still have the RV?
No, we left it in some random parking lot and got out of there.
Like, this is... I don't believe this. I don't believe this. This guy grew up rich. And he's still rich. 1 trillion%. 1 trillion%. What? They spent $25,000 on an RV or a trailer or something, which means it was probably used, I imagine, right? I don't think you get those new. For $25K, maybe really small ones, but it's probably used. And then you didn't do any inspection? What, did they not? You didn't even drive it once? You opened the engine bay and it was just full of trash? There was not even like the most rudimentary inspection, and you agreed to, and what, you paid cash for this? Or like what, like, and then you just left it in a parking lot? Or like,
in like the
That's such
desert
a
of
weird
California. Yeah, it was a weird time. We were like sweating in the
So
desert. of
$25,000
California.
left in the desert.
Yes, and then the rest was spent on like Airbnbs and takeout food, and then getting her.
She may have been an
legal
influence. Don't get me wrong.
issues.
I'm not saying like it was 100% your fault. I'm not saying that. But like you gotta have a little bit of a backbone. You're consenting to this whole thing. Like if you can't stand up at all for anything, what
Yeah, I mean,
is
I
that
think
what you mentioned at the beginning? Surrounding yourself with bad people. Is that what you mean? Her?
Yeah, her. And
But you
she's
did it. You
exactly
did it.
like
But you
people-
didn't
I
do
surrounded
anything.
myself with her.
Yeah, but you didn't say a word.
Right, which is what I had to learn from it. It's like now I'm surrounded by nobody. Which is
$30,000 for
also
someone that
different.
has negative dollars is a big learning lesson. Learning lessons.
Some
we don't
lessons are
wanna
bigger
be-
than others.
Yeah, but also I don't think you learned because you're about to do the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Well, I moved to Puerto Rico from January to April of this year.
And that was probably also the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life because you
With
had nothing to show for it.
Right.
Yeah,
I
you moved
slept
there
on
with
the
nothing.
side
And how are we right now?
with nothing. And I slept on the sidewalk, and I just don't. I also
How'd you
like
get to Puerto Rico?
I flew. I actually
How'd you pay
received
for
a
that?
I received a
He never slept on a sidewalk in his life. Guaranteed. No shot. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. He looks too good. He looks too good to sleep on sidewalks. He was never doing it. No shot. And he has money for a plane ticket, and then he flies to Puerto Rico to sleep on the sidewalk. I don't believe it.
little bit of assistance,
Oh, okay. How?
like a program that like offered to pay for my relocation.
What kind of program? What kind of program does that?
Also, when people speak about shit like this and they're very like vague and wishy-washy, I also never believe it or never trust it. You don't know what I had what like
Programs that help like homeless people and stuff.
Now, I admit I've never looked into homeless programs, but are there homeless programs? Are there programs that help homeless people that will fly you to Puerto Rico for like what purpose? I don't believe any of this.
To
To go to Puerto Rico?
Well, to go anywhere. It was like if you have a friend or loved one anywhere in the country, in the United States, they'll pay.
What loved one was in Puerto Rico?
Well, I had a friend that I used to work with that moved to San Juan like 6 months earlier.
What? So this program, you could be like, I have a friend here,
Yeah.
and they will just fly you there.
Yeah.
Well, obviously this didn't work because you're not there.
Well, yeah. So when I got there, like I had.
Did they know where you were going?
They knew I was going to San Juan.
Okay.
They and they knew I had a friend there, but they didn't necessarily. I don't guess they didn't know that. Well, with my 2 dogs, like I wouldn't be able to. Well, I didn't know for sure.
And with 2 dogs, no shot would they let you do this. This motherfucker is going on to a business class flight probably so he can fit all of his fucking dogs on this plane. The homeless assistance agency is flying him and his 2 dogs to Puerto Rico for free because he has a friend there? No shot. Okay, the question right now is, does Caleb know that he's lying? And is Caleb paying actors to come on and give ridiculous performances? Or is this guy lying to Caleb?
Either like she had roommates and I couldn't stay with her, so I had to still figure it out on my own. So I was trying to.
What am I listening to? What kind of creature is in front of me right now? I absolutely hate misinformation. I see it all the time in the finance world, and even worse in the news. All the bias and misinformation out there.
That's why we need ground news.
Sometimes I even
Oh,
have
wait, never mind. Straight arrow news. I'm so sorry.
trouble knowing what's the truth. And that's why I've been using Straight Arrow News. SAN provides a free app and website dedicated to delivering unbiased and trustworthy news. They are here to give you the cold hard truth without spinning any narratives. They've been my go-to for staying on top of business and finance news and take weight off my shoulders knowing that they are committed to delivering nothing but the truth. When it comes to reading about the economy, they're my personal favorite to stay up to date without interference from any political bias. This app is also super easy to use and all my news is consolidated into one place. If you're tired of misinformation and bias as well, check it out today. Visit
Leaving 25K in a parking lot is the biggest flag. True! Because if you're broke as fuck, okay? If you're broke as fuck and you get a car or some bullshit that doesn't work, you're not leaving it. Why? Where do we take it, boys? Where do we take it? You take it to the fucking scrapyard. They'll always pay money for bullshit like that. Depending on how shady the scrapyard is, they won't even ask for the fucking title. You go to the scrapyard, you scrap that shit. You get a couple $1,000. If it's a $25,000 trailer, you get some money for that. You never just abandon it or dump it somewhere. That's unhinged. Now, there might be reasons why you wouldn't scrap it. For instance, if you just bought it, if you don't have money for the tow, but like, I'm trying to think if it would cost more to tow like a RV versus a traditional thing, maybe, but I don't know. Nah, I don't believe this guy's story is too shady. Too much shady shit.
Visit san.com/Caleb or click the link in the description below to not only support me, but a group of journalists that are raising the bar on news and committed to bringing you the truth. Stay fully informed and download the Straight Arrow News app today. I don't think you've grown up. I don't think you're an adult. It's like you were raised in a jungle.
I certainly spent my last 2 weeks in Puerto Rico in the jungle.
What if the engine on that piece of junk didn't even start? No, even if a car can't run at all, a junkyard will scrap out certain parts of the car. Depending on the type of, well, I don't actually know. My information on this is very old. This is like 18 to 20 years old. Maybe on like newer cars, maybe parts aren't interchangeable enough or something anymore. But on old cars, yeah, because if you're Because if you're broke and you want to get your car fixed and you don't have the money for like the original manufacturing parts or whatever for OEM shit, you can go to a junkyard and you can ask to go through. And sometimes you could just pay a flat fee. You say like, oh, you know, give me $70. You can walk through, take anything you fucking want or one thing or whatever, right? You can walk through and find like old cars and old shit. You could take off doors. You can take off hoods. You can do whatever the fuck. You can even pay to get repaint if you want, or you just drive around with some miscolored shit. Yeah, or if you take something broken down, yeah, junkyards will pay you to scrap a vehicle. They used to. I don't know if this has like changed significantly in the past 20 years though. Maybe it's not like that anymore. I don't know. But even for a fucked up $1,000 car, like you might be able to get like a couple $100 or even like $100 out of it. Or at the very least, if the scrapyard has like a towing agency they work with, at least you can get it towed for free because they'll tow it for you and then like, you know, give you $50 for whatever's left, you know?
Eating coconuts and bananas and sleeping in a hammock under
No,
the
it
trees.
just reminds me of
I did connect to Tarzan.
skinny
a lot.
version of Tarzan.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's Phil Collins soundtrack.
Okay.
It's incredible.
All right.
I watched it as a kid.
Okay,
I think
hold on.
maybe it infested in my psyche a little too much.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Destiny just makes shit up all the time, exactly like this kind of. What did I just make up? A true poor person is fixing that fucking RV and then flipping it for like $500. That's probably not true for two reasons, okay? Because one, unless you're an auto mechanic, you're not gonna know how to fix it. And two, okay, this now I might be overrepresenting my personal experience, okay, because of maybe my lifestyle or whatever, but the scariest thing in my mind to a poor person, okay, the scariest thing is the fucking auto repair shop, okay? That shit is like going to the doctor, except even worse, okay? Because you can be unhealthy for a long time and whatever, you can be fucking dying and you can still work and survive. But bro, when your car starts breaking down, okay, it's over. You're fucked, all right? Taking your car to any shop, especially if it's a used piece of shit, okay, where you've been driving with the fucking check engine, check oil light on for, 5,000 miles. When you roll that thing in, you know that no matter what the fuck you ask them to look at, they're going to hand you at least a $1,500 bill, okay? And then you got to like try to haggle over like, can you change just like this or can you do that? And like, no, we can't send this out of here, okay? This vehicle is too dangerous. Like, we're not going to fix anything if you don't. And it's like, fuck all that shit, okay? Fuck, suck my dick, motherfucker.
What would you give yourself on a financial score? 0 being the absolute worst, 10 being the absolute best.
I think I'd like put it on two scales or two different.
I just asked a simple question.
I mean,
on
like,
a scale I give.
probably a
You can
4.
invent your own scale, but answer a question based on my scale.
Probably a 4.
Twitter keeps saying Kamala's Irish, not Jamaican, and her father Donald is only nationally Jamaican, but I'm confused. You can easily Google that Kamala's grandparents, Oscar and Beryl, are black from Jamaica. So I don't know. I don't care. I have no desire to know anything about this.
4.
Okay.
All things considered that I experienced, like a 9 because I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky that I didn't have a kid with some psycho. I didn't like my debt is fairly small.
You would be the psycho to have the kid with. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry, you're just interesting.
I'm not
You're just
ready to be a
special.
father. That is
Yeah, no.
sure. But I want to be.
You can
so-
hardly take care of 2 dogs. You just left them for 3 months.
I didn't leave them.
wouldn't
They were
mind.
with me.
Oh, they came
They've
to
had
Puerto
the
Rico?
time of their lives.
So
They're living in the
this-
jungle on the beach.
So this program paid for the dogs?
I got assistance for that. I started to go.
Assistance how? I'm just trying to figure out how you paid for this.
I got a GoFundMe and people donated to help me get my dogs across. And then on the way back,
Just moocher.
I'm not. I didn't know how long I'd be there. It
You
wasn't.
ever
It
worked
wasn't
for anything in your life? I mean, the inheritances. I mean, it's fine. It's
I mean,
what's
every
left
penny
for
I
you.
have, which may not be many pennies, I've worked for.
Do you
in my
have
life.
any
I guess.
pennies?
I'm reading. I'm getting one guide by too many retards in chat.
I didn't have a kid with some psycho. I didn't like my debt is fairly small.
You would be the psycho to have the kid with. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry, you're just interesting.
I'm not
You're just
ready to be a
special.
father. That is.
Yeah, no.
sure. But I want to be.
You can
so-
hardly take care of 2 dogs. You just left them for 3 months.
I didn't leave
wouldn't
them. They
mind.
were with me.
Oh, they came
They've
to
had
Puerto
the
Rico?
time of their lives.
So
They're living in the
this-
jungle on the beach.
So this program paid for the dogs?
I got assistance for that. I started to go.
Assistance how? I'm just trying to figure out how you paid for this.
I got.
Okay. Red flag number 20 million. You got a GoFundMe to fly your dogs with you to Puerto Rico to be homeless?
GoFundMe and people donated to help me get my dogs across. And then on the way back,
Just moocher.
I'm not. I didn't know how long I'd be there. It
You
wasn't.
ever
It
worked
wasn't
for anything in your life? I mean, the inheritances. I mean, it's fine. It's
I mean,
what's
every
left
penny
for
I
you.
have, which may not be many pennies, I've worked for.
Do you
in my
have
life,
any
I guess.
pennies? You're in debt.
But I
Pretty sure
worked
your
for
net
that.
worth is negative. You're borrowing from Dave.com.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think you're
so I met this
getting
guy at the
pennies.
dog park, and he was like, "Oh, just get Dave," and I was like, "All
That's
right."
the guy at the dog park. That's who we listen to.
Yeah. Well, so who was there?
You know, listen to the dogs next? Like, well, I don't know. Is that where
You
we
might
go and
have a
get
better
advice?
idea of what to do than I do.
Okay. Okay. It's Capital One Quicksilver. It looks like you like almost paid it off, but you didn't because still like almost $5 of interest was accruing. Then you put on there $183. Now the credit limit is only $200. You started over the credit limit, which is insane. So like, what? Give us the story of this.
He has a $200 credit limit credit card. Is that even possible? Wait, is this a starter card that's like linked to a checking account? That feels like not a real credit card. There's no shot you can get a $200 line of credit on an independent card. I don't believe that. No shot is that possible. That has to be like a starter card linked to a checking account. There's no way.
Card. What is this to you? Because
So when I was in Puerto Rico, I was planning on paying off this thing, and then
this thing. Are you talking about this
the,
card?
the credit card, yeah, the credit, and the job I had never processed my direct deposit paperwork, so they were giving me a cash check, and my bank didn't exist in Puerto Rico, and so all of my bank account that I paid this card from just ended up going to like negative $400, and I had like tons of cash in my pocket, so I was
What's
like
tons of cash.
like $400 in cash,
Oh, you
like
can
enough
retire.
to get my account back to zero, but I couldn't actually.
Oh,
Get
fuck.
to the
I
other-
didn't mean to go for it. Fuck. Wait, what?
People know you.
Not.
Then how are you?
It was
How'd you get in
a
this
bit
situation?
of a blind judgment, I think. Where
Hey, explain.
Fuck. Where was I? Where were we at?
How you paid for this
I got to GoFundMe and people donate pennies.
from Dave.com? Because
Also, actually get it in my account because I didn't
Okay.
negative $400, and I had like tons of cash in my pocket, so I was
what's
like
tons of cash.
like $400 in cash,
Oh, you
like
can
enough
retire.
to get my account back to zero, but I couldn't actually get it in my account because I didn't have a bank there, and my bank was only in Texas, and so that was I learned something from that. It's like if you travel, make sure you have access to your money in banks that exist there. Who would have known that?
Why'd you come back?
Well, I am as a musician. I had a show in Austin, and that
Oh.
ended up being. I was like, oh, cool.
much did you
And I had to pay over $400 just to fulfill the contract because I didn't sell
Where
enough
does it come
tickets to
Where was it
play the
hosted?
show. It was at Vulcan Gas Company, and
Sure.
it was
Oh shit, that's where we do the debates at in Austin with my Alex Jones, and the last one I just did was at the Vulcan Gas Company. He's paying $400 to pay for his own show while he's homeless and broke.
by an organizer event
Probably
that
like, what,
travels through the
300
whole
people
country.
in there, if tightly packed.
There were
300,
none.
400?
They were like-
I don't know, but that's what you could fit, like if
Yeah.
butt to butt.
Probably,
Okay.
yeah. I've been there when it's full, yeah.
He paid to rent a performance hall when he couldn't sell any tickets.
It was like 10 total for everybody. So like no one.
So you had to pay Vulcan.
No, I had to pay the organizer of the event. They do different pop-ups around the country.
How the did you commit to this? How'd they get you? And then why'd you commit to something that, like, do people know you?
Not.
Then how are you?
It was
How'd you get in
a
this
bit
situation?
of a blind judgment, I think. Where
Hey, explain.
I was like,
None of this. I can't. All right, we got like 5 more minutes of this. None of this makes sense. He's either making everything up or he's leaving out like so much that this is just like stupid.
well, I'm from Austin, and this show's in Austin, and it'll be a nice little homecoming because people will show up because I don't live there anymore. And then I went and
Who would show up?
Like, who would even assume that, right? Especially if he's a musician or he has musician friends and he's trying to like sell out shows and shit. Like, why would you assume that if you just do a random fucking show that like friends are gonna show up? Like, what friends are we even like? What are we even talking about? Like,
I thought I had friends, but
Oh, okay. Well,
it didn't
I mean, that
pan
would
out.
require a lot of friends. I have
More
great
than I
friends, but I
thought,
have
yeah.
like 8.
Well, yeah, it was my first experience with like marketing my own show, and
Well,
I
are you
learned a
saying
lot
you have
from that, so-
300 close friends?
Well, no, I had to sell 35 tickets minimum, and I sold 11, which isn't bad. But the whatever that is, 30, 20, whatever, like I had to pay for those tickets myself. And
How'd
like,
they find you? How did you get
It was a stupid
connected to
Facebook
this?
ad.
Why'd you sign? Oh,
I was like, oh, they play music. I do that.
why'd you sign this? Why did you sign this
It was a
knowing
bad
the
idea.
con- with the? Well, yes, I'm asking. You know that now. I'm trying to figure out why you
Oh,
signed
in
it.
the moment?
Because with what
I
you're
was,
doing
like,
with this
sleeping on
Philadelphia
the
thing.
sidewalk.
I know. 1 second. Normally, I wouldn't care as much about this because this already happened.
Mm-hmm.
But with this thing you're doing to Philadelphia, your life plan, it screams like you're just going to do something like this over and over and over and over again. So I need to know
I hear that.
why.
Well, so I can understand that, and I think that a lot of people feel that I am doing the exact same thing I did when I left for Puerto Rico. But the difference is, when I left for Puerto Rico, I was just overwhelmed about being in Austin. So like I was desperate, and I was like, I just got to get out of here.
Overwhelmed? Why?
I mean,
Tell me why
I
you're
was, I was born and raised here. I've had nothing but traumatic and bad experiences my entire life around.
What was
different-
traumatic?
I mean, like, I didn't have a healthy mother growing up. Didn't have healthy people.
I have
family.
to ask because I mean, so many people make excuses on the show. So what was
Right.
unhealthy? I need to make sure we're not making excuses. If it's valid, it's valid. If it's not, it's not.
No, I mean, I'm talking like abuse, like a physical. drug, violence,
Okay.
as
That
in
is valid.
and any type of abuse you can imagine. All of the worst things that a parent can do to a child.
Okay.
And so like my dad also recognized that, and he got custody of me, and
Good.
he was a good figure to look up to. And then right around the time that I was overcoming this, like the emotional impacts of what my mom put around me, he was getting cancer, and then I spent the next 2 years, like my first 2 years of high school, watching him shrivel up and die.
High school, yeah.
All the bad abuses that you can do.
And then my stepmom convinced me that I had to keep his death a secret. Like I couldn't tell anybody. Then he died when I was 16. I'll go back to junior year and pretend like he's home, like he's back home, everything's fine. None of my friends know, none of my teachers know. And for 2 years, I'm just like freaking
Why
out.
would she
keeping-
say that though? I'm so
The
confused.
psychos out there. I don't know. It was like she was saying that if it became known that my dad was gone, then my mom would find out. My mom would try to get custody of me and all this stuff. And it's like none of that is
Oh.
going to happen within 2 years. While I'm also like,
You
at at the age of 17, I can emancipate.
Sure,
There's a
sure,
lot
sure,
of evidence already in court
Okay.
against. Like it was just kind of unnecessary.
Okay,
But I believed her at the time, and so I did. I kept it all within, and that didn't help me. And so then all like she taught me how to shave. Like it did, none of it felt right. And so all the like adult conversations I would have been having with my dad, I didn't get to have. And then my best friend, I had one friend in high school who helped me kind of through that loss, and then he passed away in a single car accident like at 22, a few years after high school. And so then I like had nobody, and I just became kind of like a floating sack of meat that just floated along and tried to just exist and didn't do a good job of it, and things just kind of went downhill from there. And so I feel like the last few years were me like the peak of me like just being stupid and idiotic and childlike, and then
So because
realizing
of all of that, you
don't-
escaped Austin to go to Puerto Rico. You felt like you had to escape.
right. And also like nobody does well where they're from. I don't know any like I was
That's
making
way overgeneralization. That's
What?
not even close to true. But okay.
Name me one person. Name me somebody who has done well in their hometown.
Mr. Beast,
Where's he from?
North Carolina. What
But
is
his
it,
whole thing, is
Oh, Destiny. Me. Caleb.
online. He has an online platform. I'm talking like,
What? But he built a massive company. What are you talking about?
but like he has fans all over. Like, was it his fan base began where he is?
That doesn't matter. to what
Nobody who's from Austin is successful in Austin. It's such a. This is also.
you said. You said no one's been successful where they're from.
In there, not just
Well,
where
my
they're
parents
in,
are doing well in the town they're from. They've built good careers.
in
My dad has
entertainment-
a successful
an
business now.
entertainment career or like.
Well, you didn't say
performance?
in entertainment.
Yeah.
You keep moving the goalpost.
What about socially? Are they socially normal? Are they like they have friends and stuff? I can't
Yes.
relate.
They just went on a great vacation.
I live
with
in a
their
town
friends.
where tourists come every single day, every single hour,
Buddy, this is
and they're like,
yes, tourists come to Austin, but it's
and
not, it's not
everyone
like
I
LA or
meet,
New York.
it is though.
No, it's
Everyone
not.
I meet is like, oh, I just got here last month, and it's the best place I've ever been in my life, and
people
everyone
like
is
visiting.
everyone. No, they live, and I'm never leaving, and I got all these show opportunities, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing this, and I'm like, cool, I've been here my entire life, and nobody acknowledges my existence.
Have you done anything?
I'm everywhere.
what?
Done everything.
Have you done anything notable that would have other people acknowledge your existence? I'm sorry. This is gonna sound rude.
Well,
You are-
define notable.
this is gonna sound rude, but you are not entitled to that. You actually have to achieve something. You have to do something. You have to put into the work, and then you can be acknowledged.
I agree, but what is notable? Like define notable.
No, define. Okay,
Have I?
define notable.
Notable means worthy of attention or notice. Remarkable.
What have you done that's remarkable?
I don't know. Is that something I can even decide? I can even declare?
Well, I guess the audience would decide.
And
Your
apparently
fans.
the answer is no.
There you go.
But
So
I-
why would they then?
But everywhere I go, every time I leave Austin, I'm notable.
Yeah, but to how many people?
Everybody
If you-
I meet, everybody, and I.
Oh, come on. Are you telling me if you go to Puerto Rico, everyone's going to show up? The whole San
Everyone that
Juan's
I
going to be like, woo!
I
He's
mean-
back!
Just-
Let's
maybe,
go!
Maybe. Haven't done it. Gotta find out.
I don't want to shit on your dreams, but you're just sounding a little delusional with this and a little entitled.
Yeah, I don't know that I agree with the
Saying that
entitlement.
No one else makes it in their city. That doesn't make sense.
I mean, that is
Austin's
everything's a
city that you can make it.
generalization. Every
like
statement is.
musicians in Austin live lives by performing. Do they become famous? Not necessarily.
I was
but
born and raised here, and every single musician that I've known that was also born here moved to Leander. Like
also,
none of
Austin's
them
only
can
the
make
fifth,
it.
even though we're the 11th most populated city in the country, we're the
Doesn't Austin must have like a thriving local music scene? No, I feel like especially when it comes to music. Like I know in Omaha we had Sokol Auditorium and shit, and a lot of bands would kind of start there. I think 311 started out of there. I feel like your local music scene is pretty important, and the idea of having a band and you just like we're just gonna go to another state or country to try to make it, even though we have absolutely no support locally. I could understand moving if you have no local music scene. Like that would make sense. If you were from like some bumfuck place and you got to drive or travel to even have anybody show up at any shows, I can understand that. But he's from Austin. Like he's literally from Austin.
15th most visited by tourists.
We're
So
also
you were wrong.
number 5 on the list of cities that people are leaving the most, which is a recent study that came out in the last
Great.
year.
So that completely contradicts what you were saying there at the beginning.
I'm saying that nobody likes it here because it's too like there's so many reasons. It's not the place to be
Nobody likes it
anymore.
here? What are you talking about?
Generally, if we're generalizing it, it's number 5 on the list of people are leaving. People are recognizing that
No.
whatever
We
the
had a
advertisement
massive-
for
okay.
Austin is
This doesn't matter to the conversation.
It
But
doesn't.
to be clear, just like any COVID boom city where we had an insane amount of people move here, yes, all of those cities
That's
are
been true
having
my
a
whole
little
life.
bit of
Like I've been
No,
here
it
for
hasn't.
20. Yes, every year it's been like, oh, Austin's number 2 or number 1 on the most moved to cities in Texas in America. It's the fastest growing city. Blah, blah.
Yes.
And now it's suddenly like, nope, it's not growing
So
anymore.
that's not true your whole life. It's just now because after the COVID
for the
boom.
first time in 29
yes, 'cause
years.
every city, almost every city that had the big COVID boom has experienced the same analytics.
But not every city before the COVID boom
This doesn't
was
matter.
growing.
This doesn't matter. I care about you. What are you talking? Okay.
In the
I don't
same
see. This
way.
doesn't matter. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to
I'm
say?
just saying. I'm just saying that
tell me what you're trying to say.
I think it's very important for me, even if it's just temporary, for career jobs and be
No,
happy
that doesn't
with
mean
that.
that-
But like,
that-
I can't.
Okay. So what are you going to do then? What's your plan? I'm going to pretend that's not an entitled position because you think you deserve to make it. But
I don't
okay.
deserve anything.
Okay, cool.
I
So
think
then
that
what's
I'm
the plan?
capable of it.
Okay, what's the plan then?
I'm going to DC and performing at the Kennedy Center in a play
Are
as
there
a lead
two
role.
people there as well?
No, it's a local theater festival that happens every year, and it's a whole industry
Okay, how'd you
dinner
get into
reception
that?
afterwards. I applied to I applied to the role that was listed, and then I got asked to audition with the actual script, and then I sent in a videotape reading the script, and got the role. And a lot of things that I've applied to, I've gotten the role because of the fact that I can play any role and fit into any dynamic because I feel like I've already lived it. And I think that from
What's okay? How much is this paying? I'm gonna cheer that on. If you got a role, that's sick. I love that. That's great. Trust me, I'm not against you as an existence.
Yeah.
It's just what you've been talking about has not been like reality so far, but
understand.
that's like a real thing. So what are you getting paid?
I'm making $250 for a one-time table read, and then there's the potential they want to turn it into a movie and go from there, whatever. But for this specific gig, I'm making $250, and then I'm setting up other projects in and around.
He's making $250 to fly from Austin to DC to do, like, yeah, I don't. This is none of this is real. Is anything on the internet real anymore?
Philadelphia or New York or whatever to work outside of that. And I already am.
So what's your pay for this position?
$250.
Okay. Just wanted to confirm. Also, I was fact checking you because it's important. Number 1 for 2023 and 2024 so far in terms of cities that people are leaving: Los Angeles number 1, Chicago number 2, Brooklyn number 3, Queens number 4, 5 Miami-Dade County, 6 Brooklyn, 7 Anaheim, California, 8 Pasadena, California, 9 San Diego, California, 10 San Jose, California. Austin's on the top 10 list.
Well,
Okay, so
just find whichever article says that Austin's number 5, and just like anything else in there.
if you go confirm
whatever
your own
narrative, whatever
thing.
statistics, whatever scientific formula you want to put around it, you'll find the answer you're looking for. That's it. Today,
But I don't think you actually care as much to improve it.
partially
Oh, how much?
half.
So they're giving you 200.
Wait, what is
Who like take advantage of the resources that
Sure.
exist.
What changed though to make you say that?
Failure and humility. Like I've been humbled by being a arrogant, like thinking I know more than I do
What?
in reality. Like
What?
I've been freaking wrong.
Well, you got a $250 gig.
yeah.
They're paying for travel and living expenses, right?
Partially
Oh, how much?
half.
So they're giving you 250 plus.
Lodging half of the cost of my Airbnb.
How much is the other half going to cost?
Around $250.
I heard you guys wanted to get dirty again. Dirty money is back, and this time you're gonna be a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets. And you know who you use.
I have to lay it down, Caleb. I'm sorry.
first-
I'm skipping.
It's a springboard. Sometimes you got to hop on the springboard and allow it to.
Yeah, I've
bounce.
just legitimately talked to over a dozen of people just like you. Unfortunately, just that springboard has not worked. I'm not
It
saying
doesn't surprise me. It doesn't work for most people.
Exactly, and I'm not trying to crush your dreams.
Yeah.
It's just we can go about these things in a smart, educated, strategic way to be safe. If you had I did not allow myself to quit my adult job to do YouTube full time till I had a year's worth of an emergency fund. And I said, you know what? I'm going to give this my all because I was able to stockpile. I went about it in a mature way. No bad debt. You know, it's not out of hating you.
Yeah, I'm not trying to like repeat patterns. Be figuring out a way to leave Austin. I focused on establishing that consistency and patience.
But you have to work in the arts according to you.
No. I'm open to.
Why does it have to be Philadelphia?
It doesn't.
Okay, but that's what you already decided.
I mean, things can change. Things can change all the time.
The sauce sometimes. So again, $5 of interest agreement. It's not crazy, but you put out like the balance is $190 on a $200 credit limit. You started the balance over the credit limit.
Especially because I bought a guitar right after I paid it off, and I swore I wasn't going to spend any more money on music. And then I found this $99 guitar, and I was like, "Well, I'm playing."
I see a charge of $159 from Guitar Center.
That was because it was partially on a different card. I think I paid $50 on my debit card, and then the rest on.
You said it was $99 or something.
Well, I got a case because I was like, I need to protect it.
You went in a store, got some bullshit. 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 And Grande H2O.
Water. Gotta stay hydrated.
Oh, that's what H2O is. Oh, interesting.
He's buying bottled water.
Who would have thought?
It is. It's cheaper than buying a gallon.
Any chance? You brought your van here, right? You got here with the van that you're like, do everything. Do you have your guitar with you?
Yeah.
Okay, let's at least test your talents. Can you test your talent for us?
Yeah.
Yeah, just give us something. Give us something. Go ahead. You
Okay.
can go ahead and get it. Yeah. Let's see it. And you, the audience, let him know in a genuine, honest way, not to, I know we can get him to honest.
Well, look, I'm gonna come from music. What I started realizing is like music is like acting. Like,
Okay, and how many acting gigs have you ever gotten?
I've been pursuing acting for less than 2 months, and I've gotten over 4, and I've made more money from acting than I did in 10 years.
What you?
What? Over 5, over 4, what, gigs? And he's been doing it for 2 months?
How much have you made?
Almost 1,000.
Okay, that means the 10 years was an absolute failure.
Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
listen, I feel like I'm walking into like a youth campground right now, but just go ahead.
What?
You tell me.
Okay.
Are you gonna sing?
You want me to?
Yeah, I want you to give us your all. Give us your all.
Been so certain, ain't been learning. Oh, ain't been learning, and I'm certain. Oh, I'm certain something's ruined. Something's ruined.
Is there a more interesting
What do
song?
I know?
By chance?
Well, so I tell myself
So
ukulele.
he doesn't really play guitar. He plays, you'd say like backup or rhythm guitar, okay? Don't say you play guitar, okay? Because he can't, all right? We have 2 chords here, and then he's singing in a meh, okay? So how many years has he been singing? Normally I won't show on people's art, by the way, okay? I would never do that. But like if he's describing himself as a musician, and he's trying to gig as a musician, and he's like homeless and doing GoFundMes to like, but okay.
Lately last year, and I'm teaching myself guitar.
Well, I mean,
right now.
you're just your vocal thing. You're just doing the same vocal phrase over and over again, even if with different words. So give me a little bit of vocal range here. Give me something that does a little different vocals.
Oh, man.
I think one of the strings is out of tune, or your
It
fingering's
is.
wrong.
No,
Okay.
it is. Yeah, I didn't tune it.
Vocal range.
Vocal range.
Give it to me.
I'm a baritone.
Yeah, within the baritone range. Give me some, just your range. I'm not talking about go soprano and cut off your balls.
Why would he even know the word baritone? It's because he went to a prep school because he's from a rich family. 1,000,000,000%.
This is where I push the red button going, eh!
That's fair.
Do a song!
I don't.
Buddy, you want to do this for a living. Come on.
I'm. You know. Name a song.
Oh, Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter.
I don't even know who or what that is. I never heard of that in my life. Espresso. Espresso. In the morning, I drink espresso. That's pretty good, right?
I don't think you're a singer.
Oh, and he's lying about his background too. Yeah, no, this is so. Why am I watching this? Caleb, why are you putting out this shit? If this guy sold tickets, he paid money to sell tickets to a show that he wanted to do in Austin, but he doesn't know anything that he can sing or play for us? Like, how? How did you get? No, it's not. It's bullshit. All of this is bullshit. This is all bullshit.
Singer.
No, I mean,
I'll be critical. I don't think you're a singer. I think the guitar probably, maybe. I don't know. You're kind of just
Nope, he literally is playing 2 chords and that's it. He has it's 2, and I don't. When I say 2 chords, okay, just like it doesn't necessarily. There's nothing wrong with vamping on 2 chords. There's a lot you can do. Okay, like, hold on. I don't even want to get into this. Like, this song is 2 chords. This whole song is 2 chords, okay? But when I say 2 chords, what I mean is he has 2 finger positions right now, right? Or like, for instance, like this is 2 chords. But also like this is also 2 chords. Whatever, if I can play better. This is also 2 chords, right? So when I say 2 chords, what I mean is he has like 2 finger positions, okay? And that's it. But he can't even keep time with it. He's not even doing anything interesting in terms of picking. So he can't really play guitar, barely, right? If he's selling concerts and he can't even just pick he can't even strum 2 chords cleanly, right? And then he kind of sings a little. He sounds like he's probably has a naturally nice voice. Nothing in this video is real, okay? Nothing in this video is real.
no, I mean,
I'll be critical. I don't think you're a singer. I think the guitar probably, maybe. I don't know. You're kind of just playing a few little riffs over and over again, but it's kind of what it comes down to in different ways.
I realize it.
Okay, yeah, but vocally, I don't think you have vocals.
These are still the same 2 chords with the same 2 phrasings. What are they? Is it just like 2 open chords? What is it, like E and fuck? What are the open chords on a guitar? And then what's the next one? No. What are the 2 most common chords? It's always like fucking E and something else. Is he doing these? Is it like E and F? What is it?
Right.
Ways.
I realize it.
Okay, yeah, but vocally.
It's this one, right? What is he? What are the people? Is he doing D? Somebody said C, G. I don't know why you're typing in 4 chords. Is it C and G?
I don't think you have vocals. I don't have vocals either. Don't get me wrong.
Singers have vocals.
Okay, well,
If you
calm
really
down.
think about it.
No, that doesn't make any sense to me. All right, thanks. Yeah, hit my
Hold on. I'm about to ban some people in chat, okay?
more interesting
What do
song
I know?
by chance.
Well, so I taught myself ukulele last year.
Oh, it's E. Oh, he's playing E and D. Or sorry, that's. It's C, sir. E minor. I don't even think that's not even an open chord on a guitar, is it? No, well, as long as one string is open, it is, right? I don't fucking play guitar. I don't know. I want one
I don't
someday.
think you have
I'll learn.
vocals.
Anyway,
I don't have vocals
fuck
either.
this guy.
Don't get me wrong. Wonderful. And the cards.
Oh my God, 31%.
interest rate.
E minor is an open chord. Okay, there you go.
Dave, extra cash account statement. Oh, good. You were like overdrafting, so it brought money in to your other accounts. And you're okay. So yeah, overdraft. That's insane. Express fees, overdraft, tips. Oh, that's good. That's good. This is insane. Extra cash overdraft $75, fees $15, tips $3 75 cents. That's what a joke.
$500 to pay for gas to get
Okay, so
there.
we're sinking $750 into this $250.
Yeah.
Okay.